Hi, Kim from Expression Artwork. So I'm using this nice wood chunky block, and I'm using Folk Art chalk paint in Mellow Mocha, and I'm just taking that paint and I'm painting the surface and all the edges of this wood block. I'm going to be making a nice fall shelf sitter, and I'm also going to be using a cool technique to create a nice chippy, distressed look on the block. So after I painted it, I just fully dried it, and then I just took this wax candle and I'm applying the wax on the heavier side along the edges, the corners, and some of the surface wherever I want that paint to chip up. And then I'm using Dixie Belle Weeping Willow, Terracotta, which is also by Dixie Belle, and then I'm using Vintage Mustard, which is another Folk Art chalk paint. I really like this color combination, and I thought it would go well with this fall project. So here I'm just taking all three colors, and in a vertical method, I'm just going to add stripes. And the stripes do not have to be perfect. They don't have to be all the same size. You want them about the same size, but like I said, they don't have to be totally even. And depending on how big your surface is, you could just keep rotating colors. But because this surface wasn't as big, I only had to repeat the green. And no, it's not going to be left like this because that would look a little odd. I'm going to be using my sander, my Gator sander, and I'm going to be sanding, which is going to be blending the lines, and it's also going to be removing the paint where I applied the wax, and that's going to be what is going to create that nice chippy look. So as you could see, I'm using like a medium grit. You don't want anything too light because you want to make sure that paint starts coming off. And see how it blends those lines more and it fades into it. And then of course you see all that nice chippiness. And then I'm just taking my metal scraper and just making sure I get any residue that might be left on there. Then I'm taking this stencil from Essential Stencil. This is one of their newer stencils that's actually coming out tomorrow, July 24th. They have a whole new fall collection bundle, and you could also get the pieces separately as well. And I'm using Folk Art White Adirondack chalk paint, and I'm making sure that every time I apply my brush into the paint that I'm really blotting that paint on that towel and working it into the bristles so I don't get any bleeding. And then because the stencil didn't quite fit on the block, once I was done with this first round, I just lined it up where I ended off and continued. I am also an affiliate with Essential Stencil, and you can use my code at any time, whether products are on sale or not. My code is Expression Artworks, and that's all one word, no spaces, and you'll receive 10% off your entire order. Thanks for watching. Bye.